Picture total darkness. I mean 3,000 feet underwater, where sunlight has never once touched the water, where the temperature barely climbs above freezing. And in that darkness, something is glowing. A single beautiful pulsing light, blue, warm, beckoning. A small fish spots it. It swims closer, 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 and then nothing. It's gone. The fish never saw the teeth because the teeth were invisible. What you just witnessed is the most perfectly engineered ambush trap in the animal kingdom. And today, I want to tell you about the creature behind it, a deep-sea monster called the dragonfish. Because what scientists discovered about this thing in 2019, it genuinely broke our understanding of what teeth do.
Scientists at UC San Diego looked at these teeth under an electron microscope, and what they found was so unexpected that the US Air Force immediately started funding research to copy it. We're going to get into all of that, but first, let me tell you about the trap, because there's a massive, fatal flaw built right into the dragonfish's hunting strategy. A flaw so obvious, scientists are shocked this animal survived at all. And the solution it evolved? That's where things get insane. Before we talk about the teeth, you need to understand the world this animal lives in, because nothing about the deep sea makes sense until you realize one thing. Every living thing down there is both a predator and a target at the same time, always. At 200 feet deep, the last of the sunlight fades. At 600 feet, you're in what oceanographers call the twilight zone. Colors disappear. Blue light clings on a little longer, but barely. By 1,000 feet, and definitely by 3,000 feet, it is completely, absolutely, permanently black. No light, ever. Except not quite. Down there, everything glows. The fish, the shrimp, the bacteria drifting through the water, even the water itself seems alive with it. Scientists call it bioluminescence. Down here, it is everywhere, and it will get you killed. Here's the thing about bioluminescence that changes everything. Light in the deep sea is not safe. Light is a weapon. If you produce light, you can lure prey towards you. But if light reflects off of you, you are the prey. This is the game every deep sea creature plays, and the dragonfish, it plays it better than anything else down there. The dragonfish looks like something a nightmare architect designed after watching too many horror films. Scientists call it Aristostomias scintillans. Everyone else just calls it wrong, because nothing this size should be this dangerous. It's only 6 inches long. Let that sink in. 6 inches. You've seen bigger fish in a pet store, but this thing, this tiny pencil-sized creature, has a jaw that opens to 120 degrees. It has teeth so large they literally stick outside its mouth when it's closed. It can swallow prey half its own body size, and it is one of the most efficient predators on the entire planet. Seriously, researchers who tried to collect these things reported that the dragonfish would eat each other while being caught in the net. 6 inches of pure murder. But here's where the story gets interesting. The dragonfish doesn't chase its prey. It doesn't dart around hunting like a shark. It waits. It just hangs there, perfectly still, in total darkness, sometimes for hours. And glowing from its chin is a little barbel, like a built-in fishing lure, pulsing with blue-green bioluminescent light. Prey see the light, prey get curious. Prey swims closer, closer, and then nothing. It's gone. The fish never saw the teeth coming because the teeth were invisible. Now, here is the flaw. Here is the thing that should not work. Think about what's happening in that ambush. The dragonfish is glowing. The prey is swimming towards the light, which means it is swimming directly at the dragonfish's open mouth. And in that open mouth are massive saber-like teeth. So why don't the prey see the teeth? The light is right there. The prey is right there. The mouth is wide open. In any normal environment, those giant fangs would reflect the glow of the lure right back at the prey. Oh, hey, that pretty light is also a set of enormous teeth connected to a monster. I'm leaving. This is what scientists call the optical paradox of the dragon. You have an animal that needs light to hunt, but the light it uses should expose the weapon it hunts with. It's like a sniper who can only fire if they're holding a spotlight. The whole system collapses. Except it doesn't. The dragonfish has been solving this problem for millions of years, and in 2019, scientists finally figured out how. I promised you the US Air Force is paying attention. Stay with me, we're about to get to exactly that. But first, we need to talk about what these teeth are actually made of. In 2019, a materials scientist named Audrey Velasco-Hogan at UC San Diego did something kind of unusual. She took a dragonfish tooth. Yes, somebody had to go collect these things, and she put it under an electron microscope. Now, what she expected to find was some exotic alien material, some deep-sea molecule that doesn't exist anywhere else. That's what everyone expected. Here's what she actually found. The exact same stuff your teeth are made of. Hydroxyapatite, collagen, the most common building blocks of vertebrate teeth on Earth. Same ingredients, human teeth, dragonfish teeth. So, what is different? The size of the crystal. Your teeth are white because of how they're built. The crystals are large enough that light bounces straight off them. Reflect light, visible. That's just how enamel works. Now, look at the dragonfish. Its enamel is made of hydroxyapatite nanocrystals, approximately 20 nanometers in size. That is 25 times smaller than the wavelength of visible light. When a particle is smaller than the wavelength hitting it, the light doesn't really see it. It just passes straight through. The crystals are so small, the light waves are literally too big to interact with them. No reflection, no scattering, no glint, zero. The teeth are, in the language of physics, optically invisible. But that's only half the story, because the dragonfish's second trick,
one that's arguably even more clever. In your teeth, the inner dentin layer is riddled with microscopic tubes. They carry nutrients. They also scatter light. The dragonfish's dentin has none. None. Zero. They're just gone. Instead, the dentin is a dense, interwoven mesh of nanoscale collagen fibers coated in hydroxyapatite, forming nanorods only 5 nanometers thick. No tubes means no pockets. No pockets means no light-trapping void. No voids means, again, nothing to scatter light off. The whole structure, from outside to inside, has been engineered by millions of years of evolution to be a light trap, not a reflector, a trap. The light goes in, it doesn't come back out. The researchers described it this way: the dragonfish's open mouth is like a biological black hole. The prey swims toward the glow, the mouth opens, and there are no teeth. There is nothing there, just darkness. And then, snap. Now, I want to tell you something that most articles about this topic completely miss, because the invisible teeth are only part of what makes this creature so terrifyingly good at what it does. There's a second weapon, one that works on a completely different level.
And this one, nothing in the ocean can defend against. Most deep-sea creatures can only see one color of light, blue-green, around 480 nanometers. That's the wavelength that travels best through seawater. Every fish, every shrimp, every deep-sea creature tunes its eyes to exactly that frequency. It's the only game in town, except for the dragonfish. The dragonfish has evolved 2 sets of light-producing organs near its eyes. One set produces the standard blue-green bioluminescence, the lure, the decoy. The other set produces red light, far red, 710 to 750 nanometers. No other deep-sea animal can see it. Their eyes aren't tuned for it. They have absolutely no ability to detect that wavelength. To every other creature in the midnight zone, that red light does not exist. But the dragonfish can see it perfect. Its retinas contain a chlorophyll-derived pigment, borrowed evolutionarily speaking from plant chemistry, that lets it detect far red light. So, think about what's happening in that hunt. The dragonfish is hanging in total darkness. It turns on its red searchlight, visible only to itself. It sees everything around it, perfect illuminated detail. Prey has no idea a light is even on, and then triggers a blue-green lure. Prey sees the pretty glow, swims towards it, direct into a mouth it cannot see, which the dragonfish has been watching perfectly clearly the entire time. It's not just a predator. It's a predator with night vision goggles in a room full of blind people with invisible weapons and a lure that no one can resist. Now, here's the part that completely floored materials scientists. You'd expect that making teeth transparent, restructuring the crystals at the nanoscale to let light pass through, would weaken them, right? Glass is transparent. Glass is fragile.
There's a reason we don't make armor out of glass. So, the scientists ran nano-indentation tests on the dragonfish teeth, incredibly precise measurements of hardness at the nanoscale. The result? Dragonfish dentin, 1.2 GPa hardness. Human dentin, 0.5 to 0.7 GPa. Piranha dentin, 0.3 GPa. Great white shark dentin, 0.2 GPa. A fish the size of a pencil has teeth 6 times harder than a great white shark, 4 times harder than a piranha, and they're invisible. The nanocrystalline structure that kills the light scattering, those same tiny, perfectly packed crystals, also make the material denser, stiffer, and more fracture-resistant than any other tooth structure scientists have ever tested in a predatory fish. The evolution didn't trade optical stealth for mechanical weakness. It got both at the same time. And that is why the Air Force started paying attention.
The dragonfish has had both for 300 million years. By reducing grain size, by eliminating porosity, by building a nanocrystal in matrix composite that scatters no light and breaks not easily. Researchers are now using the dragonfish tooth as a direct blueprint for a new class of materials called transparent ceramics. Imagine armor that you can see through, bulletproof windows with the clarity of glass and the toughness of reinforced steel, laser housing systems that are optically perfect and impact resistant, deep-sea submersible windows that can handle the crushing pressure of the ocean floor while staying crystal clear. And here's one that hits close to home: dental restoration. Right now, crowns and veneers are a compromise. Ceramic looks natural, but chips, metal is strong but ugly. Scientists are using what they learned from the dragonfish to design dental materials that match the translucency of natural tooth enamel and have superior fracture resistance. The dragonfish figured this out 300 million years ago, and we are only just now catching up. There's something almost humbling about it. We sent probes to Mars, we split the atom, we mapped the human genome, and a fish that lives in perpetual darkness, a fish smaller than a ballpoint pen, has been quietly running laps around our best materials science labs for millions of years. Here's the part that should bother you. We've explored less than 20% of our own ocean. Less than 20%. And in that tiny fraction, we found this: a 6-inch fish with transparent teeth, a secret searchlight, and a jaw that moves faster than most animals can blink. What's in the 80%? That question has no answer yet, which means the dragonfish might not even be the weird one. So, the next time someone tells you the scariest predators are the ones with the biggest teeth, tell them about a 6-inch fish that hangs in total darkness at 3,000 feet below the surface, in crushing, near-freezing, lightless water, with teeth that are invisible, a jaw that moves wider than biology should allow, a red searchlight nobody else can see, and has been doing this perfect longer than mammals have existed on Earth. 300 million years of darkness, pressure, and competition, and the answer it evolved was be invisible, be patient, let them come to you. Most predators try to be scary. The dragonfish figured out it's scarier to not be seen at all. If your brain is doing what my brain did after I researched this, frantically searching what else is in the deep sea at 2 a.m., then hit subscribe, because that is literally what this channel is about. And if you want to keep going, I have another video on a deep sea creature that genuinely should not exist by any rule of biology. Link's right there. Go watch it.